Hello and welcome to our video. Today we are exploring the Hill, asking students about their social media usage, informing them about the power of algorithms. Come with us as we journey along.
Five hours a day.
Mine combines with my laptop, but it's 8 hours.
10 hours and 15 minutes.
7 hours, 30 minutes.
5 hours.
I think around 4 hours.
I've gotten up to 12 and a half hours, but it usually floats around 10.
3 to 4 hours.
I don't have my screen time turned on, actually.
Okay.
Probably TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram.
Instagram.
Probably Twitter and YouTube.
Probably Instagram, TikTok, X. Not really Snapchat anymore as much. Safari, just be looking at things online. Mostly TikTok and Instagram, though.
Do you mean including school stuff or just
I mean, all the work I do is online.
Probably just Safari. Just kind of browse the web.
Just browse the web?
That was not an intended pun, but
Yes, often.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, I would say videos that take clips of longer videos to kind of get more people to stop and look at them.
Most of the time, I feel like it's just they leave out context, on purpose, stuff like that, and kind of just try to frame it one way when it isn't really the full picture.
A lot of stuff regarding the Israel-Palestine situation. There's a lot of news going around that, on both sides that definitely seems, you got to critically think about it.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when they hear what you said and then it shows up on your screen. That's insane. Yeah.
Yes, the other day I saw a video of LeBron James that I did not realize was AI edited until he talked about sailing the 7 seas with Columbus. I thought it was a real interview, and then it's just AI, man. It's taking over, so it can be a little misleading sometimes.
I think news sources and finding a thread throughout today's time is the hardest thing, and sifting through multiple kind of different perspectives is the hardest thing. And with how saturated everything is, it's super hard to just find an opinion that's actually valid.
No.
I am not.
No.
Is that how important clicks are, essentially ads or something like that?
I wasn't aware of the specific name, but pretty sure it could give a good idea. I think a lot of people are aware of the algorithms that are being used.
Okay.
Just maybe not the exact precise details.
So the attention economy is basically we are what brands and companies are profiting off of. So the longer we stay on these apps and the longer they keep us glued to our screens, the more money they are making off of us. So basically these apps are designed to be intentionally addictive.
Monitor your data and figure out what you like politically, what you like to watch, what music you listen to, and kind of feed you this content in order to keep you on their website and users and platforms. That's how they generate their revenues, is through advertisements. They'll sell their data. And then they also take your data to use some other stuff, they get your facial recognitions and just find out where you live, what your taxes, what you pay, where you grew up, to kind of, use this information for stuff we don't even really know yet.
What do you think about this?
I don't think it's good.
No.
Because I do spend so much time just scrolling on
get
TikTok
you.
And I can't stop, and they're just making money off of me.
I feel because you click on one thing and then it's your entire feed for a while, one YouTube video and then you're on a rabbit hole, or one Instagram post and then your whole explore page is something like that. So I feel like they know what they're doing.
But you can kind of see it on social media.
Yeah.
Because it shows you what you want to see.
Yeah, I think that even though I'm aware of this,
I've heard about this before, I still go and use Instagram because in my head I'm just I'm just another user. It doesn't matter to me that they have my info, because I know they have thousands of information from people, but it makes me uncomfortable, but I will still do it anyways.
Yeah. Information is power. Everybody wants information.
True.
Your information about you isn't very useful. Information of a collective or of a people, that's a lot more useful. Being able to set data or trends about people and know what they're likely to purchase or what they're likely to do, that's where the money is, and that's obviously dangerous.
Yes, I bought a hat with my last name on it because it came up in my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a couple things. I bought a hat once, OnlyFans subscription one time, and then just a couple pieces of clothing.
Have you gotten more ads from that company at all,
Yes.
or products similar to that?
I'm on their mailing list now, which I didn't know I signed up for, and I keep getting the same ad even though I bought the hat. So
Good.
Yes, as soon as you click on something once, it suddenly appears everywhere for the next month.
Exactly. Especially if you just put it in your cart and you don't buy it, it's like gonna show there like so much times. Yeah.
I wouldn't say recycled, but sometimes, especially on YouTube, I will see just the same ads over and over and over, and it's that thing where it just starts to get really annoying, and I am less likely to buy the product because they just bombard me with the same ads.
Yeah, it's very unethical, and it sucks that it happens, but it's also like comes with the risk of using the internet.
I don't know. I feel like it's good most of the time they disclose it nowadays. I don't know if they're made to, but everyone seems to, which I like. Like, I don't really mind buying something or seeing something that they're showing as long as I know that it's an ad and they're not just trying to trick me or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's problematic. I don't really think about it that much. Like, I don't think it's affecting me personally.
It kind of feels dystopian at first, but then you're like, you kind of chose to play into it by like buying from them in the first place, and like anybody nowadays knows that you're probably gonna get a ton of emails if you buy something online. So I feel like it sucks, but it's kind of fair game for them to do that.
I feel like considering this is a job, like it's a career for them, I feel like it's my choice, it's my duty also to know what I'm doing. So if I'm gonna buy something from someone that is telling me to buy it, I don't think I should be worried about what this person is telling me, because it's my duty to believe it or not. So I don't need to buy everything that people tell me to buy.
Yeah.
But that's their career, that's their job, and it's my job to know if I'm gonna believe it or not. It doesn't matter where it's coming from or what is the product.
I think it's definitely more influential when you see someone like advertising something, but in the back of your head you still know that they're biased and they might not actually think that when it's like disclosed that it's an ad.
I would say it's a very hard question to answer. I mean, it does appear unfair. I think most people our age are aware of this, though. They're willing to give their data away to interact with social media and the people around them. I think it's a price we knowingly pay. I would still say it's unfair. The companies that organize and that are able to control these algorithms, that collect these data, it's a one-way street. We're unable to collect these data on them. We're unable to enact the same kind of power constructs that they are able to enact on us due to just money reasons. I would say it's unfair, but I think a lot of people know about these kind of algorithms, maybe not the exact details, but they're willing to give this information to be able to interact on social media.
Do you think that other platforms and social media apps should have more legislation on the data they collect and the way that they operate their apps on our users, on us? Because obviously they're seeking our attention, our labor, and our money consuming their products. So do you think that there should be some sort of legislation for that?
It's a very good question. I think legislation for apps in particular, especially being able to ban apps as a whole, is a very dangerous precedent to set. Though just banning data collection as a whole, I think, is a good idea. But I think at this point it's a little too late. We're well past the era of data collecting. These companies have already grown enough to be able to lobby politicians and put them in their pocket. I think a lot of people are aware of that.
Well, I feel like the terms and conditions is like the legislation in a way, and people just sign it away. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's really like the government's role to like control like how long we spend on Instagram, but I feel like as a society we should probably come up with some common sense. I don't know about rules, but like
I think it's really hard to put like sanctions on the internet because it's so like freelance based.
There should be some laws and regulations about data privacy with social media users.
Has this changed your social media use in any way for any of you guys?
Taking the class, it has, because I just more informed about stuff. But I mean, all these media classes have been somewhat informing me about this stuff. I can hand the mic over to them, but I don't know. I've been learning more about like China and all these countries taking this information. It's making me a little more concerned about what I'm putting out there. So, at least for me. But take the camera.
Yeah, to answer Peter Parker's question, Yeah, so it makes you realize, what is really going on with the surface of the life that we're living online. And, it really puts into perspective, a lot of things we don't know, what we don't understand, and it's controlling a lot of our lives that, in ways we don't really understand as a community. And a lot of very important things are at play or at stake with these things that we don't understand. And so I think it was important for us to take this class and learn about those things, get more educated on the subject.
You guys did anything or same thing?
Well, I agree with everything that has been said. I definitely am more aware and care more about how social media is using my information and my preferences to figure out things about my life, and I definitely more than I used to. So it did help because I definitely care a lot more now.
I think a big takeaway is being aware of how these technologies can perpetuate biases and discrimination to a lot of groups. I think that is something that I've really taken away from this class and have been more aware of.
Sweet.
That's all.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you, Spider-Man.